everybody. Welcome back to episode something in the 20s.
26 or 7.
Or 5. I'm not
or
really sure.
Who knows?
20-something. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Kelly.
And we're here excited to share with you this next episode. But before we get into that, Before we get into the next episode, I just want to encourage you to pop over to our website, www.permissiontoexplore.com. Jump on the wait list to find out about some upcoming retreats or how to work with us. We love being here with you on the podcast and sharing this information with you. But we also know that gathering information can feel like doing the things and taking action. And we want to be there to help you take that next step. So jump over to our website, www.permissiontoexploreretreats.com. Jump on the wait list for our next retreat and to receive upcoming information on things that are coming down the pipeline here really soon. We want to be able to help you take action, take those next steps, put it into action. So with that, speaking of putting it into action.
Nice segue.
Thank you. I made it up all by myself. We're here, I think, January. I think we're still in January when this comes out.
Yeah.
Know. I'm so
Or
confused.
it'll be early February. Who knows? Right now it's December.
Right. It's mid-December. So, things are moving.
Yes. As always.
Moving quickly. And so we wanted to share with you this idea here because in January, many people find themselves either going, well, this didn't work, and this didn't work for me in 2021. Or they're going, this is where I want to go, but I have no idea how I'm going to get there in 2022. And for either one, if you find yourself like either one of those places, we've got something useful for you in this episode. And perhaps you've heard it before. Do, delegate, delete.
Yes.
Cal, you want to kick us off? Tell them what that is, how it can possibly be useful.
Well, I'll repeat it again for those in the back.
The back of your car.
In the back, yes, whoever. Do, delegate, delete. And I'm sure people have heard it, and there's other variations on that, whatever you want to call it. Concept, yes. Thank you.
Your brain.
Yeah, that happens frequently. So let's just use an example of home life, mom life, whatever, to keep it in a context that maybe I can understand.
I mean, I could talk to it, but there are a lot of people, they're like, what do you know?
Yeah.
I just feel like it lands easier. It's easier to swallow when a mom talks about it.
So let's just talk about a typical day, and I'll just use my life as an example. So there are things in my day that I like to get done. There are things that I need to do. There's things I like to do. And there's things that can wait. That's kind of how I go through the day. So, for example, I do like to have my kitchen clean. I don't like to go into the kitchen to make breakfast or lunch or dinner, any meal of the day, and have the kitchen dirty. So I like to clean the kitchen up. I like to clean the dishes and all that stuff. Do I really need to do it every time I go into the kitchen? No, I don't. I just do. Is it time consuming? Yeah. Sometimes.
I got a bunch of mess makers in my house.
Well, like today, no one washed the dishes after dinner last night. So all of the dishes were still out from the dinner last night. And that was because I made dinner and I didn't want to clean everything up afterwards. I just didn't feel like it. And
so, I'm going to interrupt here really quick.
Yeah.
Kelly, our favorite question. Did you die?
No, never have.
Didn't die from it. Didn't die from it not being done.
No.
You survived. Whew, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can take that to level 11, right? That the dishes weren't done after dinner.
Yes.
I understand that you're like, I like things a certain way, but if they don't go that certain way, it is not the end of the world.
No.
That's step one.
And no one else died either.
I'm really proud of you for not killing anyone else.
Yes, I didn't kill anyone because the dishes didn't get done.
Really proud of you for that.
I want to make that clear also.
I gotta qualify this. I did not die. Neither did anyone else.
So I was still able to make breakfast, even though those dishes were not cleaned and they were still everywhere, all over the kitchen. And we were still able to eat breakfast and go on with our morning. So that would be an example of something that I like having done, but it didn't need to be done by me. Number one. And number two, didn't really matter whether it got done or not. It's done now.
Yeah.
Right? It's done now. The kitchen is clean now. But it didn't ruin anybody's day because it didn't get done.
I think that's like when I think about do, delegate, and delete, and when I look at a lot of the clients that I work with, particularly women, they understand this concept. Like analytically, they're like, yeah, I get it. But there's nothing on my plate that I can't, that can be deleted. Like that's step number one. I got a froggy. That's usually what happens. And it's so funny because Kelly and I joke about this. Haha. But what are the two things that people say are the biggest obstacles to doing the workout, getting training, getting coaching, going to a retreat, whatever? What are those two things that people will say are the biggest obstacles?
Time and money.
Bingo. Time and money.
Yeah.
So, if your time is that valuable to you, this is how you get more time. Right? Time is a finite resource. There's 24 hours in the day for everybody.
Right. We all have
This is how you clear up time to do the things that you say are as important to you. Do, delegate, delete. My favorite, delete.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Huge
you know
fan
what?
of deleting.
You know what I delete on a daily is social media posts.
Kelly loves to delete social media.
I mean, I just and I'm being funny, but what I mean by that is like I hate posting on social media, although it's a necessary evil when you're a business owner to do. But I find myself, I delete that task on the daily. I'm like,
that
nope.
means that also means she delegates to me for permission
Right.
to explore. just want to point that out. She's like, I'm deleting it by delegating it to
I'm
you.
deleting it by not doing it, and then you will do it.
Which is also why you may have noticed we haven't posted in a while. Wait a minute, this isn't working.
Well, maybe by the time this podcast comes out, we'll actually be better at it.
We're going to make this a priority, and we're going to figure out the doing part. We'll get there. Kelly, stick with me on this, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Get there.
Yeah. But anyway, for example, today, like my son goes to preschool 3 days a week. And he has to be taken and picked up.
What? He doesn't walk by himself?
No. So, that is something that I have to do. I have to take him to school. I have to pick him up. Now, that's not to say that my husband can't do those things. It's just it happens to fall during a time where he is really busy at work. Now, yes, he works from home like so many other people, but he is, he's busy. Like that's his meeting time is when my son gets dropped off and my son gets picked up.
I'm hearing you say that your husband is really good around setting boundaries around working from home.
Oh, yeah. I would say I don't like that my husband works from home. And it's not because I don't enjoy having him here. It is because he has a hard time shutting it off. Mm-hmm. So I will find him still working at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night when he should have been off 4 hours prior. And so that I don't like.
Is that he doesn't have the strongest boundaries working from home.
No.
In some ways he does, and
in some ways yeah.
Not so much. Like
in some ways he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so so taking my son to school and picking him up is something that I have to do. But it's also, obviously I enjoy taking him and picking him up, so it's not like I don't, it's not like something I don't want to do. That is something there. I have to do.
I want to interrupt there. I think you tapped into something really, really powerful there, so I want to slow down on that.
Okay.
And you said, this is something I have to do, but I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that when we talk about deleting things off the schedule, is how many things are you doing that are not yours to take care of,
mm-hmm.
but you get this gain out of it. There are so many, especially women, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. We can get into this martyr mindset. I'm the one that has to do it. I'm the one that takes care of everything. And you probably are taking care of everything, but you get a gain from it. You get a payoff. You get a reward. And sometimes that reward is, I'm the one who takes care of everything. Pat on the back. I feel better about me because I'm the one that's able to take care of everything.
Yeah.
And we funnel it into, I'm the one that has to take care of everything.
Yeah.
But you're not.
Yeah. That there's a difference. There's a difference between I do all the laundry for myself, my husband, and my son. My daughter, thank God, does her own laundry.
Is she high maintenance?
No, because she just takes forever she will let her laundry pile up for weeks and weeks, and then she has so much. No, I don't want to go anywhere near that. But Do I have to do our laundry? No. Do I enjoy doing the laundry? No.
So why do you do it?
Because it needs to be done at
Because
some point.
I really like having clean clothes.
Yeah, because I like having clean clothes. Now, I don't, I usually give myself time to do the laundry. So I usually have a window of time where that is when I'm doing laundry. If it's not in that window of time, I'm not doing laundry.
Brilliant.
And if something more important comes up in that window, I'm not doing laundry.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I give myself a window, but it doesn't, that doesn't mean it happens all the time in that window. I just allow myself that window of time.
And speaking of deleting, that's one thing that, man, if we're going to talk about like time and energy, deleting the complaining about laundry, go ahead and delete that. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's one of those things too. And I'm not perfect at this. I am guilty of this as all get out on my certain things, right?
Yeah.
But I'm one of those people that it's like, I did it. I did the laundry today. Like I emptied the hamper today. It's clean. And tonight we will take our showers and I will go, how is it that there's still stuff in the hamper? I just finished it, right? And I'll get myself worked out about it, knowing full well that's just how it works.
Right. That's life.
That's life.
Like every time you take off an article of clothing.
Yeah. As long as you're wearing clothes, there's going to be dirty laundry.
There's going to be laundry.
Right? So this whole letting myself get worked up over this, delete that. Just delete it. That is a waste of energy. It is a waste of time and a waste of energy. And I have more important things to use my energy on.
Right.
And that's when it comes to these deletes, is what are you doing that's not yours to be doing? Yeah. What are you spending your valuable time and energy on that's not yours to be spending time and energy on? A big one for me that I'm really, really working through is other people's opinions. Yeah. That's not mine to be spending time and energy on. Stop it, right? Yeah. Then we have delegate. Yes. Right? Delegate is one that I feel like people lean into a little more than say delete. There's a lot of worry and fear around actually deleting something. And that can go for not only out of the schedule, but say out of the house, out of the junk drawer, out of the closet, out of, right? Just deleting gets people worried about it. What if I need it? Right. But delegate kind of becomes that mid ground, right? So like Kelly said, if something comes up and she can't take Brody to school, she can delegate that to husband or daughter. Right. Yep. Delegate. And have. And I have. Yeah. Right? And have. Yeah. Delegate often looks like chores to parents with kids. Right? For me, the delegate that I really, really want in my life is someone to clean the house for me. Oh, God, I would love that. Right? And that, see, here's the thing. And that face you just made, you guys can't see the face, but the face, those big eyes, and Kelly's eyes lit up and her chest lifted, it's pulling to her, calling to her. I know that feeling, right? Yeah. This is my intention. Now I'm I am setting the intent that this is going to happen in my life. I want to make this happen in 2022. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I can have a lot of stories coming up with it as well. Trust me, there are a lot of stories there about what it means if somebody else is cleaning your house. It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing other than what I make it mean.
It means you're too fucking busy to clean your house.
It means that I love my house and I still want to take care of it because that's important to me. But
right.
You know what else is more important to me? My sanity.
Right.
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 And so I am going to reframe it as in, I am hiring someone and I am also helping them by creating more expansion in their life financially.
Correct.
Done. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
The other thing I want, and it's so funny because I've thought about this and it always seemed like so far away and so distant, but I cannot tell you the number of people in like my world right now that have this. So I'm like, ooh, it's, you know, it creates possibility, right? I want a chef.
Oh.
Yes. Look at Kelly's face. Look, now her head's going too. She's like, that seems a little delightful. I want a chef like 3 nights a week. Okay, so that's generally what it is. You go down the menu and you're like, this, and this, or what are you thinking, right? And 3 nights a week, they kind of prepare the meals and then you finish it, right?
Yeah.
It's like take and bake. But
take and bake.
Take and bake. But I want that too, because as Kelly knows, I am not wild about cooking. It's not my strong suit. I have really honed in on that skill the past 2 years. And it's like I'm better at it, but I'm not confident in it, and it does give me a lot of stress. And you know what? I want to delete the stress. This is a way I can delegate that. I'm going to delegate this responsibility to someone else, and again, they're creating expansion in my life that I don't have that stress anymore, and I give them in return expansion in the form of money.
Right. Right.
So look at those areas in your life. It's does this have to be done? Do I need to be the one to be doing it? Mm-hmm. And I know that what can come up in here as well, it does for a lot of people, it did for me too, is that idea of, no, I don't have to be the one doing it, but I'm the only one who does it right.
This way.
Yes. I'm willing to delegate as long as you do it exactly how I would do it. Y'all, that's a real quick trip to failure and anger and resentment. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's something I've had to overcome.
Me too, sister.
In my relationship with my husband. Because I do like to cook. I don't like to cook every day. Like, I don't want to be the one always cooking. So my husband and I have an agreement. You know, there's certain nights he cooks and certain nights I cook. Now, when I cook, I am a clean cook. So I clean up as I cook so that it's not a mess when I'm done, right? My husband, on the other hand, is not. He literally, there will literally be shit running down the walls. That's how bad he is at it. The stove is covered. The countertop is covered. Sometimes the floor is covered. He is a messy cook.
He's passionate, Kelly. He's passionate.
Well, he always says that if you don't make a mess, then it doesn't look like you did anything.
Craig.
When you're cooking.
I'm Craig.
Now, granted, he's not saying anything against me, but he just is saying that, you got to make a mess for it to be good, blah, blah, blah. That's like his thing. So over the years, I have had to get over the fact that he destroys the kitchen when he cooks because he will also clean it up after.
There you go.
So that's the other thing is when I cook, I clean. When he cooks, he cleans. Mm-hmm. And because he makes such a huge mess, I'm like, okay, then you're
Yeah.
good to go. And I've had to let it go.
He makes the mess. He cleans it up.
Right.
This has nothing to do with you.
Right?
Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
I'm the same way. And I think I really do think we all have this in our own ways in showing up in different areas. But when it comes down to it, this is a control issue. You know, we all have our little, that anytime you find yourself saying, I'm the only one that can do it this way, I'm the only one that can do it. One, you are in some serious self-denial. And two, that is a control issue. Yeah. Right? Like, you are not the only one that can do it. I promise you.
No.
What you're really saying is no one else will do it exactly like I want it in the way I want it. And that is a control thing.
Right.
Right? What's the worst that's going to happen if Craig and I make a mess cooking?
You're going to clean it up.
I'm going to have to clean up the mess.
Right. Like, that's the worst thing that's going to happen.
That's the worst thing that's going to happen. Yeah. So that's a big thing that I think is important to look at when we talk about delegating and deleting, right? So in a sense, Kelly had to delete that part.
Yep.
In order to delegate.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And what this comes down to is what's more important to you? Delegate dinner or hold on to your control stuff.
Right. No,
you
delegating.
Can't have both. And then she's like, no contest, delegate
dinner. Delegate dinner. So then I don't have to make it every single day.
Exactly. And that feeds right into the do.
Yeah.
The do, when it comes down to the do, it means freaking do it. Right? Do the things that you have to do.
Yes. And
do it first and get it out of the way. Because if you don't, you're going to spend that day in that stress, in that rumination, in the I don't want to do it, but I have to do it mode. And that's a waste of time and energy. Just go do the thing. Right. Do it first. So, I mean, it's pretty short and sweet. I'm sure you've heard it all before. But again, like we said in the beginning, there is a difference between understanding and knowing. And the knowing comes from taking action.
Yeah.
And doing it. Right?
Right.
Like, I've heard about this do, delegate, and delete, but I haven't done the do yet. Just go do it. This can show up in different areas too. Even in like, I don't know, business terms. This is something that we look at when we're looking at our books and our business expenses, right? Do, delegate, and delete. What is absolutely necessary? What is useful? That'd be the equivalent of like delegate, right? What is useful? And are there other ways we can do this that's more advantageous to the outcomes we want? And delete. Is this necessary? Like, can we do without this? Right? Right. What's more important to us? Having A or having B? Right? And this can show up in different areas. Again, like we talked about, clearing clutter, clearing the closets, do, delegate, or delete. Delete it. If I'm not going to wear it, maybe I'll wear it. And then do is freaking wear it. How many things are in the closet that you're not touching? If you're not touching it, you can probably delete it.
Yeah, I know. Isn't there like a rule? Like if you haven't looked at it in 6 months or a year, you got to let it go. You know, I mean, it's kind of an unwritten rule.
It's a rule. That's really a suggestion. But...
It's really a suggestion. But let's be real. If you haven't worn it in a year, are you really going to wear it? Now, granted, there are things. See, I think about this sometimes because I'm like, I wear workout clothes every day. That's my attire. I don't always wear nice things unless something comes up and I need something nice. So yes, I have, like 4 dresses for said occasions. And I can tell you, I haven't worn either one of them in probably 2 years. But I do know that at some point I might need a dress.
Absolutely. And I
So,
think that's where, like, the idea of, I love Paretti's principle because it works for every area of life. That's the 80-20 rule, right? You
hmm
will wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time.
yeah.
You will do the exact same thing day in and day out. 20% of the things you do, you will do over and over 80% of the time.
hmm
Right?
Yeah.
It works in any area of your life. And like you said, there's that idea of like, if you haven't worn it in 6 months, well, you're in Illinois. You're like, 6 months, very different thing. So I'm going to have to take that
Yeah.
to a year. If I haven't worn
Yeah.
this in a year,
Yeah.
and yet you still have the outliers. I have the outliers. When I moved to California, I didn't know what my job was going to be. I
Yeah.
planned on working in a Pilates studio, but who the heck knows? So I had like 3 pairs of dress pants, a couple nice tops, and then I have a couple dresses, that
Yeah.
I had that I call them like, I call them wedding dresses, but like dresses I would wear to a wedding. Not
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Not actual wedding dresses.
Not
Yeah.
I don't carry around 3 wedding dresses, but but yeah, it's the same idea. Like I have a couple options should something come up, and I have
Yeah.
not worn those options in how long have I been here? 7 years,
7 years.
right? Because let's face it, I'm far more likely to be like, I'm gonna go buy a new dress.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true. Yeah.
Which comes to like this other concept. It's not mine, it's the minimalists. I'm sure many people have heard of the minimalists.
Yeah.
But they have this rule that it's like, if I can get it easily and under $20, get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So pretty
hmm
much anything in that junk drawer, you can get rid of because you can
Yeah.
get it easily for under $20 should you
Right.
need it. Right? If
Right.
it's not something you're touching. For me, that came down to like shoes. I wear the same shoes over and over again, and there are shoes that I'm like, I really like these, but I never wear them.
Yeah.
If I can get something similar, if I really need it, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing for your schedule, everybody. Like, get rid of it. If it's
Yeah.
something that, it's not something you want to do, if it's something, and I use that term loosely because obviously, like, I don't want to do laundry. I don't want to clean the house. I don't want to wash dishes. Right?
Yeah.
It's something that kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
delete it if you can,
Yeah.
delegate it if you can, and
Yeah.
then when it comes to doing, do it and reframe it.
Yeah.
Reframe it. That's the
Well, the
best
thing
thing you
is,
can do.
yeah, and you do it when you can.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stress over it. Don't make it something that is a stressful thing. Like, I remember years ago, I used to spend my weekends cleaning. I don't do that now. And I can tell you my house is not nearly as clean as it used to be. Do I care? No.
Did you
I would
die?
No. But that's the thing is that now I just clean when I have time. So when I have time is when I clean stuff. Clean up, the bathrooms or the floor or whatever. Now the kitchen gets cleaned every day just because we use it all the time. But like other things don't get cleaned up, and I'm not going to spend my entire weekend cleaning the house like I used to because that's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I became very, very conscious of that. And that's another thing, too, that it's like, I don't want to spend my weekend cleaning the house and doing laundry. I don't. And that was very much kind of how I grew up, right? Was that Saturday was chores day, cleaning the house, doing the laundry, like that sort of thing. And then in the afternoon, when all your chores were done, you could go do something fun. It was like my reward. And I very quickly noticed, like, I'm not doing that because that's tend to what we do, right? I'm not doing that. That's silly. But still those things get done. So I'm very conscious about building it into the schedule so that it can be done and it's not something that takes up that valuable time that I want to use elsewhere. And then again,
Right.
if this becomes a subject of stress, right? If this really becomes a stressful event, well, then yes, I am far more willing to take care of myself by lowering that stressor by paying someone else to do it. Right? It is that valuable to me and
Right.
my well-being to do
Right.
that. It is. Right? Like, and again, we can reference earlier episodes, right? I can hear people going, must be nice. No, it's not. I can't afford it. It's how can I afford it?
Right.
This
Yeah.
is important to me. How can I make that happen?
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to make this happen. It is that high value to me.
Right.
And like you said, it's so funny because like Eddie and I had that where his, he lived in like a spick and span house.
Mm-hmm.
I do not live in that house.
Mm-mm.
I like things like organized. I'm really good at organized chaos, right? Like it may be piles of things, but I know exactly what's in that pile and where it's at.
Yeah.
I think for him, it's more like he's such a structure person. I'm not a structure person.
Yeah.
But when we got the dog, he really had to let go of
Yeah.
the clean floor, like the spotless
Yeah.
floor. And he used to get like really worked up about like dust on the floor.
Yeah.
So we have hardwood floors and there's this one wall where there's just windows. And so you can see dust. And I had to explain to him, like, I just swept that today. I cannot control the dust. We
Right.
live in a desert. There is
Yeah.
a lot of dust.
Right.
You know?
Right.
This is not going to work with a dog who sheds all the time. You're going to
Yeah.
have to let that go, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah.
And then we find the middle ground of it. Okay, where can I step up a little more, really take care of things a little more or a little more consciously or a little more frequently? And where can he let go
Yeah.
more?
Yeah.
That's the secret sauce, right?
Yeah.
Do delegate and delete, everybody. Do
Yep.
delegate and delete. Let us know. What are you deleting? Woo!
Oh.
Physical things, emotional things, mental things that are taking up your precious time and energy. Where are you delegating? Having perhaps the difficult conversations, the vulnerable conversations about what you need and your needs, because it is your responsibility to take care of your needs. And sometimes that means voicing the needs without expectation of other people jumping to it in the way that you want them to jump to it.
Right.
And then when it comes to do, are you doing it? Are you putting it at the top of the list? Are you knocking it out and just getting it done with? Or are you finding ways to procrastinate or delay in order to find some other gains subconsciously? It's so much in there.
So much.
Anything else, Kel?
No. I think that's good. Do, delegate, delete. Start with the delete.
Yeah, I love starting with the delete, man.
Start with delete because that's the hardest one.
It's just, it's the most difficult one, but it creates the outcome that you want the quickest.
Right. It opens up. Yeah. It opens up a lot of space and time. If you start there. And then you'll be like, oh my God, I wasted so much time.
Right? I wasted so much time and energy on this.
On this that I didn't even need.
It's not mine. Yeah.
Not mine. Yeah.
Not mine. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Tune in to our next episode next week, and we will see you over there.
Bye.